A salesman sold 1/4 of his stock at 50% profit and the remaining at 80% profit. Find the net percentage profit he made on his total stock. Most of the students start this question by assuming the total stock to be X. Now if you assume the total stock to be X, the salesman is selling 1/4 of his stock. That means 1/4 of X at 50% profit. And the remaining. Now if the total stock is X, what will be the remaining stock? Well, the remaining stock will be X minus 1/4 of X, that is 3/4 of X. So he sells the remaining stock at 80% profit. Most of the students start the question by assuming the total stock as X and then breaking it down into 1/4 of X and 3/4 of X. I'm not saying this is the wrong method of solving the question. However, there's a better approach available here. See, whatever you assume as your total stock, right? Whatever you assume as your total stock, you will be taking a percentage value of it, 50% in this case and 80% in this case. अब जिस भी चीज का मुझे परसेंटेज लेना है वो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे 100 से डिवाइड होगा. अब क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि जो मेरा टोटल स्टॉक है वो 4 से भी डिवाइड होना है और परसेंटेज लेते हुए 100 से भी डिवाइड होना है, then the logical thing to do here is to suppose the total stock as a multiple of both 4 as well as 100. So मैंने यहाँ पे क्या किया, मैंने टोटल स्टॉक को x मानने के बजाय टोटल स्टॉक को 400 मान लिया, so that 1/4 of it is 100 and the remaining is 300. Now a 50% profit gives me a profit of 50 rupees and an 80% profit on 300 gives me a profit of 240 rupees. The question required me to find the net profit percentage on the stock. Since his net profit is 290 rupees over an investment of 400 rupees, I'll say that the profit percentage has to be 290 upon 400 into 100. Obviously मैं सबसे पहले zeros cancel करूंगा. So what I am now left with is 290 divided by 4. इसको further simplify कर लेते हैं. कहने से पहले 2 से कटिंग करने में मेरे पास यहाँ पे 145 आ जाता है and then further 2 से कटिंग करने पे what I get here is 72.5% as the answer. Ramlal buys 30 kg of rice at 12 rupees per kg. Part of it was sold at 15 rupees per kg and the remaining was sold at 10 rupees per kg. If he overall made no profit, no loss, find the kg of rice sold at loss. We can start with the question by considering the total amount of rice that he has, 30 kg. अब ये 30 kg को उसने 12 rupees per kg पे परचेज किया. So can I say total cost price for him is 12 rupees per kg into 30 kg or a total of 360 rupees. Furthermore, मेरा क्वेश्चन कहता है कि ये 30 kg में से कुछ हिस्सा उसने 15 रुपए केजी पे बेचा और कुछ हिस्सा उसने 10 रुपए केजी पे बेचा. नाउ लेट अस assume that out of this 30 kg, x kgs were sold at 15 rupees per kg. Obviously अगर 30 में से x kgs वो 15 rupees per kg पे बेच रहे हैं तो remaining portion which will be 30 minus x, this would be the amount of rice which he'll be selling at 10 rupees per kg. Now अगेन 30 kg में से अगर उसने x kg 15 रुपीज के हिसाब से बेचा तो रिमेनिंग पार्ट दैट इज 30 माइनस x वो 10 रुपीज के हिसाब से बेचेगा. लेट्स क्रिएट एन इक्वेशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ सेलिंग प्राइस. कैन आई से 15 रुपए पर केजी के हिसाब से अगर उसने x kg बेचा है तो उसका जो टोटल सेलिंग प्राइस है वो 15x हो जाएगा और 10 रुपए के हिसाब से उसने जो 30 माइनस x kg बेचा है वो उसका सेलिंग प्राइस 10 into 30 minus x बना देगा. As we know, he has made no profit, no loss. That means जो उसका cost price था वही उसका final selling price भी होना चाहिए. So can I say this plus this gives us the total selling price which is numerically equal to the total cost price. So now I have an equation of the form 15x plus 10 into 30 minus x is equals to 360. इसको सॉल्व कर लेते हैं. 15x plus 300 minus 10x is equals to 360 which gets the value of 5x as 60 or the value of x as 12. Now if your x is 12 and x represented the amount of rice that he had sold at 15 rupees per kg, the remaining part would end up becoming 30 minus 12 or perhaps 18 kg. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि उसने कितने राइस को लॉस पे बेचा है. उसने 18 kg राइस को लॉस पे बेचा है. Krishna has 1200 eggs in total. He sells X at a profit of 10% and the remaining at a loss of 10%. He gains 5% on the whole transaction. Find the value of X. इस क्वेश्चन में हमारे पास टोटल 1200 एग्स हैं जिनमें से एक सर्टन नंबर X को 10% के प्रॉफिट पर बेचा गया. रिमेनिंग एग्स को 10% के लॉस पर बेचा गया. क्वेश्चन को अगर मैं सिंप्लीफाई करना चाहूं तो मैं कह सकता हूं कि भाई अगर टोटल 1200 अंडे थे उनमें से x 10% के प्रॉफिट पे बिके तो जो रिमेनिंग x थे दैट मींस 1200 माइनस x, जो रिमेनिंग x थे वो 10% के लॉस पे बिके. ओवरऑल हमें 5% का प्रॉफिट हुआ. हमने बताना है कि x का वैल्यू क्या है. दिस क्वेश्चन हैज वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग मिसिंग which is the cost price of one egg. I can suppose the cost price of one egg to be 1 rupee. What I'm doing here is that I'm supposing the cost price of one egg to be 1 rupee so that the selling price of one egg being sold at 10% profit becomes 1.1 of a rupee. Being sold at 10% loss becomes 0.9 of rupee and being sold at 5% profit becomes 1.05 of a rupee. अगर हमने लेक्चर के पिछले पार्ट में मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर के कंसेप्ट को मास्टर किया है तो प्रोबेबली इस चीज को हम अच्छे से अप्रिशिएट कर पा रहे हैं. नेक्स्ट व्हाट आई एम गोना डू इज दैट आई एम गोना क्रिएट एन इक्वेशन इन सेलिंग प्राइस. These many eggs were sold at 10% profit. If I assume that the cost price of each egg is 1 rupee, 10% profit would mean that the selling price of each egg is 1.1 rupee. So can I say इतने eggs का जो total selling price था वो 1.1 of x था. इतने eggs को हमने 10% के loss पे बेचा तो can I say इतने eggs का जो total selling price था वो 0.9 into 1200 minus x था. ये total selling price should give me the selling price of 1200 eggs being sold at 5% profit. That means 1.05 into 1200. Now that's a simple equation in which you are equating selling price on one side with the total selling price on the other side. Let's solve this equation. 1.1x plus 0.9 into 1200 1080. After all 12 nines are 108 होता है. So 1080 minus 0.9x. 1.05 into 1200 that's like 1200 से 5% ज़्यादा. 10% ज़्यादा means 120 ज़्यादा, 5% ज़्यादा means 60 ज़्यादा. So 1200 से 60 ज़्यादा that means 1260. Even if you are not following the way I am doing the calculation here, for a while you can just solve the calculation by doing this thing in your rough space. You'll get the answer as 1260. Let's solve the equation further. 1.1x minus 0.9 of x. What do I get here? I get 0.2 of x. On the other side 1260 में से मुझे 1080 माइनस करना है. सी 1260 में से 1000 माइनस करने पे 260 आता है एंड 80 फर्दर माइनस करेंगे तो हमारे पास 180 आ जाएगा. दैट मीन्स x का वैल्यू हमारे पास कितना आ जाएगा. x का वैल्यू दैट विल बी गेटिंग हियर इज 180 बाय 0.2. नाउ दैट गेट्स यू व्हाट. दैट गेट्स यू 900. सो 900 eggs were sold at 10% profit. Amit brought equal quantities of two varieties of oranges. One variety was at a rate of rupees 200 for 4 kg and the other variety was at a rate of rupees 400 for every 10 kg. He mixed the two varieties and sold them for rupees 50 per kg. What is his profit or loss percentage? Now, in this question, what I'm given here are two varieties. Let's call them as variety A and variety B. Now, as far as my question is concerned, variety A costs me rupees 200 for every 4 kg. See, that's a fancy way of saying that the variety A costs me rupees 50 per kg. Variety B costs me rupees 400 for every 10 kg. So again, that's a fancy way of saying that variety B costs me 40 rupees per kg. The question further says that the selling price is 50 rupees per kg. And your question also states that equal quantities of the two varieties of oranges are purchased. That means जितना क्वांटिटी आपने इस वैरायटी का खरीदा उतना ही क्वांटिटी आपने सेकेंड वैरायटी का भी खरीदा. The easiest or the most direct method of solving the question is to suppose that आपने x kg वैरायटी A का खरीदा और x kg ही वैरायटी B का खरीदा. Because if you are taking x kg on both sides, then the quantities of two varieties become equal. If you are buying x kgs of variety A, can I say that the total cost of variety A ends up becoming x kgs at 50 rupees per kg or perhaps 50x? Total cost of variety B ends up becoming 40x. Can I say the total cost of purchasing both the varieties is 90x? But this 90x is for 2x kg of oranges. x kg हमने वैरायटी A के खरीदे हैं, x kg हमने वैरायटी B के खरीदे हैं, तो टोटल हमने 2x kg ऑरेंजेस खरीदे हैं और ये टोटल 2x kg ऑरेंजेस का जो कॉस्ट मेरे पास आ रहा है वो 90x है. ओके, नाउ जब मैं इनको बेचना चाहूं तो मेरे पास जो सेलिंग प्राइस है वो 50 रुपीज पर केजी है. अगर मैं 2 kg या अगर मैं 2x kg ऑरेंजेस परचेज कर चुका हूं और मैं इन्हें सेल करना चाहता हूं तो कैन आई से टोटल सेलिंग प्राइस will be nothing but 2x kg of oranges sold at 50 rupees per kg or perhaps 100x. Now if I had purchased these oranges and it had costed me 90x and I'm selling them and it is now costing me 100x, can I say my total profit is nothing but 100x minus 90x or perhaps 10x? If the total profit is 10x, can I say profit percentage will be profit upon cost price into 100? Now 10x by 90x gets me 1 by 9 into 100 or 11.11% profit. Now there's a second part to the same question in which the person, instead of buying equal quantities, ends up spending equal amount on purchasing two quantities. Like the previous question, I can say that let us assume that the amount spent on variety A is x rupees and the amount spent on variety B is also x rupees. मुझे amount को equal करना है. यहाँ तक चीजें आसान लग रही हैं, but from here things will really get difficult. Why? Because अगर 50 रुपीज पर केजी पे हमें वैरायटी ए मिलती है और मैंने x रुपये स्पेंड किए इसको परचेज करने में, तो कैन आई से क्वांटिटी of variety A that I have purchased will end up becoming x by 50 and the quantity of variety B that I'll be purchasing will end up becoming x by 40. Total quantity ends up becoming x by 50 plus x by 40 and this quantity is being sold at 50 rupees per kg. So can I say total selling price or total value that we'll be getting after selling them, the total selling price will end up becoming 50 into x by 50 plus x by 40. This is your total selling price. What about your total cost price? Well, you have spent x rupees on variety A and x rupees on variety B, so your total cost price is 2x. Now if you have to define your total profit will end up becoming total selling price minus total cost price. And if you have to define profit percentage, that will be profit upon cost price into 100. Now, this is not an easy thing to solve. This is not something which you can solve easily. There's another method to simplify this entire question. See, the concept that I'm trying to explain you here is that whatever I'm supposing here as x is going to be divided by 50 as well as by 40. So instead of taking the assumed value as x, why don't I take the assumed value as the LCM of denominators? 50 and 40 का जो LCM है वो हमारे पास 200 आता है. So I try the question again by assuming that I have spent 200 rupees on variety A and 200 rupees on variety B. First of all, if I'm spending 200 rupees on variety A, can I say that the quantity of variety A that I have purchased is 200 by 50 or perhaps 4 kg, and the quantity of variety B that I have purchased is 200 upon 40, that is 5 kg. In totality, I have purchased 9 kg for a total of 400 rupees. So can I say my total cost price is 400 rupees? And in these 400 rupees, I have purchased 9 kg of oranges. Selling them at 50 rupees per kg, can I say that the total selling price will end up becoming 9 times 50 or perhaps 450 rupees? If my total cost price is 400 rupees and my total selling price is 450 rupees, can I say that the profit will be nothing but the difference of 2, which is 50 rupees? Defining this in terms of profit percentage, I'll say profit percentage will be profit upon the cost price into 100. Now that gets you 1 by 8. So your answer is 12.5% profit. Article sold at a certain price results in 5% loss. If sold at 100 rupees more, it would have resulted in 15% profit. What should be the selling price to gain 10%? We can start this question by assuming the cost price to be X. Now, when this article is sold at 5% loss, can I say 5% loss के corresponding multiplying factor 0.95 होता है? तो can I say अगर मैं इसे 5% के loss पे बेचता हूँ तो मैं इसे 0.95x पे बेचता हूँ. ऑल्सो अगर मैं इसे 15% के प्रॉफिट पे बेचूं तो मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर 1.15 होगा. सो कैन आई से 15% के प्रॉफिट पे बेचने का मतलब है दैट द सेलिंग प्राइस इज गोइंग टू बी 1.15x. नाउ योर क्वेश्चन सेज इफ इट इज सोल्ड एट 100 रुपीज मोर, विच मीन्स अगर इस प्राइस में मैं 100 रुपीज और जोड़ देता हूं, दैट मीन्स इस सेलिंग प्राइस में अगर 100 रुपीज और जोड़े जाते हैं तो मेरे पास नया सेलिंग प्राइस आ जाता है जो मुझे 15% प्रॉफिट देता है. अगेन मैंने पूरी इक्वेशन को सेलिंग प्राइस के टर्म्स में बनाया है. इसको सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. 100 को भी यहीं पे रहने देते हैं. कहना है से ये 0.95 उधर जाकर मुझे 0.2 ऑफ x दे देगा. नाउ 0.2 कैन बी रिटन एज 2 by 10 और 1 by 5. सो 1 by 5 of x is equals to 100 or x ends up becoming 500. Now if the value of x is 500, your question asks you to define the selling price in which you will be making 10% profit. See, अगर मेरे पास x का वैल्यू यानी कि कॉस्ट प्राइस का वैल्यू 500 आ रहा है और मेरे को इसके ऊपर 10% प्रॉफिट चाहिए, तो कहना है से मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर इज गोइंग टू बी 1.1. 1.1 into cost price gets me the selling price. So selling price should be 550 rupees. I should be selling this article for 550 rupees to get a profit of 10%. Now, this is how most of you would be solving the question. There's another alternative method of solving the question by visualizing the given data in the form of a line diagram. Let us say that this line represents my cost price. Now, I am assuming the cost price X to be lying here. As per my question, इसको 5% लॉस पर बेचा जा रहा है. सो कहना है से अगर इसे 5% लॉस पर बेचा जा रहा है तो जो सेलिंग प्राइस 1 है वो इससे 5% पीछे है. सेकेंड केस में इसे 15% प्रॉफिट पे बेचा जा रहा है. तो कहना है से अगर मैंने कॉस्ट प्राइस को x सपोज किया है तो सेलिंग प्राइस 2 सेलिंग प्राइस 2 इससे 15% आगे है। 5% लॉस और 15% प्रॉफिट का डिफरेंस 20% ऑफ एक्स है, और ये मुझे 100 रुपीज दे रखा है, विच मीन्स एक्स का वैल्यू 500 रुपीज है। अब अगर कॉस्ट प्राइस 500 रुपीज है और 10% के प्रॉफिट पे आप इसे बेचना चाहते हैं, देन द न्यू सेलिंग प्राइस विल एंड अप बिकमिंग 550 rupees. An article costing rupees 250 when sold at a certain price results in a gain of X%. Had the cost price been 50 rupees less and the selling price been rupees 100 more, it would have resulted in a gain of 2x%. Find X. Like the previous question where I actually used a line diagram to represent the cost price, I'll be solving this question again by drawing a line diagram to represent my cost price. क्वेश्चन में सबसे पहला चीज जो हमें डायरेक्टली नजर आना चाहिए वो ये है कि हमें कॉस्ट प्राइस 250 रुपीज दिया हुआ है. सो आई बिगिन द क्वेश्चन बाय ड्रॉइंग अ लाइन एंड मार्किंग 250 हियर टू रिप्रेजेंट द कॉस्ट प्राइस. फर्दरमोर द क्वेश्चन सेज दैट इसको 250 रुपीज पे परचेज करके एक सर्टेन प्राइस पे बेचा जाता है और इसके ऊपर X% प्रॉफिट होता है. लेट अस से इसे जिस प्राइस पे बेचा जाता है वो सेलिंग प्राइस 1 है. सो कहना है से यहां पे जो प्रॉफिट होगा, द प्रॉफिट दैट विल बी गेटिंग हियर इज नथिंग बट X% ऑफ 250. Had the cost price been 50 rupees less and the selling price been 100 rupees more. Now that is like saying कि cost price 250 की जगह अगर 200 होता और selling price 100 rupees और होता, that means जो selling price 2 है वो selling price 1 से 100 rupees और आगे होता, तो उस केस में जो profit percentage होना था that would have been 2x%. Okay, now let us compute the total profit that we have here. We are selling it, we are buying it for rupees 200 and we are selling it for SP2. Now 50 rupees of profit is here, 100 rupees of profit is here and X% of 250 is here. कहने से 200 से खरीद के अगर हम इसे SP2 पे बेच रहे हैं तो ये सारी अमाउंट मेरा प्रॉफिट है, और कहना से प्रॉफिट हियर इज 50 plus X% of 250 plus 100. Now if you're defining profit percentage, this entire profit has to be defined with respect to the original cost price of 200. So I define profit percentage as profit which is 50 plus 100 150, 150 plus X% of 250. So I'm defining the profit percentage as profit upon cost price into 100. Now this profit percentage is being given to me as 2x%. Let's solve this. Zeros cancels 0. Now what do I have here? 2 को उधर ले जाते हैं. So 150 plus X% of 250 is equals to 4x. Let's further simplify that. Can I say this X% can be written as X by 100? So X by 100 into 250, 150 plus X by 100 into 250 shall get you 4x. Let's solve it further. 0 से 0 cancel हुआ. This is 5 5s are and this is 5 2s are. Okay. Multiply throughout with 2. 300 plus 5x is equals to 8x, which gets me the value of 3x as 300, or perhaps the value of x ends up becoming 100. Now what was my x? X was the profit percentage that I had in the first case, and this is what I was required to find. The value of x ends up becoming 100. The profit earned when the selling price is rupees 370 is 20% more than the loss incurred when the selling price is rupees 315. Find the cost price. इस क्वेश्चन में मेरे पास एक एंटिटी है या एक ऑब्जेक्ट है जिसको जब मैं 370 रुपये पे बेचता हूँ तो कुछ प्रॉफिट होता है, और जब 315 रुपये पे बेचता हूँ तो कुछ लॉस होता है. जो मेरा प्रॉफिट है वो मेरे लॉस से 20% ज़्यादा है. मुझे कॉस्ट प्राइस डिटर्मिन करना है. आई बिगिन द क्वेश्चन बाय एज्यूमिंग द कॉस्ट प्राइस टू बी एक्स. इफ आई एम सपोजिंग द कॉस्ट प्राइस टू बी एक्स and I am saying that if I sell it for 370 I make some profit. That's like saying कि जब मेरा selling price 370 रुपए है तो उस पर मुझे प्रॉफिट होता है. अगर x रुपीज कॉस्ट प्राइस और 370 रुपए सेलिंग प्राइस है तो कैन आई से प्रॉफिट दैट आई विल बी मेकिंग हियर वुड बी 370 माइनस x. अब जब मैं इसे 315 रुपए में बेचता हूं तो मुझे लॉस होता है. सो कहना है इसे अगर सेकंड सेलिंग प्राइस को कंसिडर किया जाए जो कि 315 रुपए है तो 315 रुपए बेचने पे लॉस होगा. दिस लॉस वुड बी डिफाइंड एज कॉस्ट प्राइस माइनस द सेलिंग प्राइस. ऑब्वियसली कॉस्ट प्राइस ज्यादा होगा सेलिंग प्राइस कम होगा तभी लॉस होगा. नाउ एज पर माय गिवन क्वेश्चन जो प्रॉफिट है वो लॉस से 20% ज्यादा है. सो माय क्वेश्चन सेज प्रॉफिट इज 20% more than the loss. What does that simply mean? It simply means कि जो भी मेरा profit है वो loss का 1.2 times है. So profit can be defined as 1.2 times the loss. See, what was my profit? Profit was 370 minus x. What was my loss? X minus 315. So let us use these two values to evaluate this equation. So 370 minus x is equals to 1.2 times loss. What is loss? X minus 315. इसको solve कर लेते हैं. 370 minus x is equals to 1.2x minus, okay, 315 को 1.2 से multiply करना है. Let's do that. This gets you what? This gets you 630 and 315. Okay, that gets you 3780, but 1.2 था so 378. Okay, now 378 जब इधर आकर ऐड होगा तो वो पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा. So what do we have here? Okay, 370 plus 378, that gets you 748. So 748 is equals to 0.2 of x. Oh, so sorry, 2.2 of x. जब ये माइनस एक्स उधर जाएगा तो ऐड हो जाएगा. So that will become 2.2 of x. इसको सॉल्व कर लेते हैं. x ends up becoming 748 divided by 2.2. Let's solve that. 2 से कटिंग करते हैं. So what do I get here? I get here a 3 and now I'm left with 14. So what I get here is 7 and 4, 374. Let's divide this with 11. 3 3s are 33, 4 34. So the value of x that we have here is 340. Your question required you to find the cost price. Here we have the cost price as 340. A man sells an article at a profit of 20%. If he had bought it at 10% less and sold it at rupees 18 more, he would have made 40% profit. Find the cost price. We can easily solve this question by creating a line diagram for representing my cost price and selling price. I begin the question by creating a line diagram in which I am marking x as my cost price. सवाल का पहला हिस्सा कहता है कि वो 20% के प्रॉफिट पे इसे बेचता है. सो कैन आई से सेलिंग प्राइस 1 इज नथिंग बट x प्लस 20% का प्रॉफिट. अब अगर वो इसे 10% सस्ते पे खरीदे, बाय द वे अगर x कॉस्ट प्राइस है तो 10% सस्ते पे will get us the new cost price as 0.9x. अब अगर वो उसे 10% सस्ते पे खरीदे और 18 रुपए ज्यादा पे बेचे, दैट मीन्स जो सेलिंग प्राइस 2 है वो सेलिंग प्राइस 1 से 18 रुपए ज्यादा है, तो उसे जो प्रॉफिट होता है वो 40% है. I can define profit percentage as profit upon cost price into 100. Okay. Now what is my cost price? My cost price is 0.9 of x. What is my profit? Well, this thing is 0.1 of x. Okay, this thing is 0.1 of x. This is 20% of x and this is 18 rupees. So can I say total profit is 0.1 of x? 20% means 0.2 of x. So 0.1 of x plus 0.2 of x plus 18 rupees is the total profit. When I multiply this with 100, I should be getting a 40 here. इसको simplify कर देते हैं. Can I say 0.1 plus 0.2 gets me 0.3? So 0.3 of x plus 18 divided by 0.9 of x into 100 shall get me 40. इसको further simplify करते हैं. This is 22s are and this is 25s are. I can multiply the numerator and denominator with 10. So what do I get here? 3x plus 180 divided by 9x. And of course this entire thing is being multiplied with 5. इसमें से अगर मैं 3 कॉमन लेना चाहूँ तो वो 3 कॉमन निकल के डिनोमिनेटर के 3 को कैंसिल कर देगा. सो व्हाट डू आई हैव हियर? आई हैव x प्लस 60 डिवाइडेड बाय 3x इंटू 5 इज इक्वल्स टू 2. क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन कर लेते हैं. 3x इंटू 2 गेट्स यू 6x, 5 into x gets you 5x. So 6x is equals to 5x plus 300, which implies x is equals to 300. Now what was my x? X was my cost price.